Good morning, everyone. I am currently waiting for client feedback, and as I always say, I utilize these gaming devices. This is the Anbernic RG35XX Plus for mental health tool in a way. You could argue, yeah, you're just doing this to pass time, but for me it is actually something very beneficial that kind of, whenever I play a game, especially this game that I'm playing right now, Final Fantasy VI, that I'm just going to kind of lay over here while I'm playing it, it really helps me to dive into the story and therefore kind of reset my mindset and my brain from whatever I have to do and be completely enveloped in the story or the gameplay. And because my mind is concentrating on this game, I obviously don't think about the job. And when I go back to the job, I continue with a clean, fresh mind and have a new perspective on whatever I need to do. And I think having these kind of tools is amazing. And I kind of wanted to use this opportunity to kind of show you Final Fantasy VI. Okay, reading and talking is a little bit difficult, although this is not much. So I'm actually in the last stretch of the game. So maybe spoiler alert for this, I don't know, 30-year-old game. I'm in the last stretch, so even though I did not finish it yet, but I'm about to, I wanted to give you a bit of an update and my final verdict on Final Fantasy VI, the Super Nintendo version. It's an amazing game. The story is really, really good. I would say on par like Chrono Trigger, which I consider one of my hold on, did it go to calling or stop? Hold on. Let's just stop first. Oh, okay. That's I just noticed it is really hard to play and talk at the same time, especially with these kinds of games. So sorry about that. I really thought I could do this, but yeah, kudos to all of the gaming streamers who actually are able to game and talk at the same time. Or I just noticed it's really hard. I cannot do it. I wanted to, but so let me just turn this camera around. I thought I could do it, but I obviously can't. My final verdict about this game basically is the story, great, really good, on par. No, I would say Chrono Trigger is a 10 out of 10. Final Fantasy VI is a 9 out of 10. Not really why, it's just my gut feeling. I enjoyed the Chrono Trigger storyline a little bit better, but I feel like the storyline of Final Fantasy VI for me has been a little bit, in air quotes, compromised by the gameplay. The gameplay is really good. I am a Final Fantasy fan, and if I wouldn't have just played Chrono Trigger, and I mentioned that in a previous video, I would have loved Final Fantasy VI even more, and I probably would have given it 10 out of 10. But the gameplay is a little bit, let's say, old school or a little bit convoluted in the way that it kind of you need to have the physical manual, because inside the manual there are maps. Without those maps, you will have a very hard time to find yourself around the world. Yes, if you would just kind of explore, you will find those. But I would argue, even if you're a hardcore gamer, you probably won't remember all of the cities, and at some point you will, I would argue, maybe stumble upon your memory and say like, okay, was that town on this island or on the other island? So that is why they included the map in the physical manual. Without that, you will have a difficult time playing this, in my humble opinion. So that's the first thing that kind of, in air quotes, dampens the storyline a little bit, because you are, if you don't know this. In the beginning, I actually didn't know this. I played it first and then downloaded the physical map. And of course, I have Final Fantasy VI as a cartridge. So yeah, but I lost the physical manual. So I downloaded the manual and had the map. So that's the first thing that dampens the progression of the story a little bit. Next up is, and this is probably something some hardcore gamers will kind of criticize me for. I'm a casual gamer. So whenever I'm kind of trying to find my way through a map and try to memorize where I have been coming from, where are the doors, and sometimes those labyrinths look basically always the same, where the areas look the same. And obviously that's a labyrinth, but you try your best to memorize your way. But the amount of random battles make it really hard to kind of focus on what you try to remember. So imagine you going a left turn and then there's a random battle and then you go try to do, and I'm not exaggerating, you do 2 steps and then there's another random battle. And after, I don't know, let's say 4 minutes of battling 2 different battles, you kind of forgot, okay, did I turn left or did I turn right? Maybe for you hardcore gamers, this is not an issue. For me as a casual gamer, it is an issue. So at some point, I needed to heavily rely on walkthroughs and maps on the internet. I needed to look them up because it was just too tedious to kind of backtrack the wrong way and go through, and I'm not exaggerating, 15 battles. It takes so much time. So I had to use a walkthrough for this game. And that is why I kind of deduct a point in terms of story from the game. Also, these random battles are really good if you want to grind, but it definitely makes you kind of mindlessly play through the game. So I caught myself, I mean, you maybe remember me telling this a couple of video episodes ago, where I was saying, okay, I'm putting something on Netflix, so there is something in the background, because I am in this grinding phase of the game where I literally just do something like this, going in circles. Oh, okay, there's a battle, click, battle, click, battle, click, battle, click, and just grind my way through XP and magic points to get my characters up the levels. So yeah, it is. This game, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it is not for the casual gamer. You need, in air quotes, a walkthrough to get through this. Nevertheless, the story is really intense and enjoyable, and I would still say it is very recommended to play this. But I would really argue, because there are a couple of people who are really into the retro vibes and buy themselves a Super Nintendo or a Game Boy Advance, I would argue to play it on one of these Anbernic devices, because you have safe states. There are so many times where you just are kind of lost in the game, and there is no save point where you can just switch off your Super Nintendo. You are in need of those safe states. And that is why using these devices is, for that game specifically, really important. So yeah, I would really recommend kind of checking out Final Fantasy VI if you haven't so. It's a really good game. If you would ask me, should I play Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy VI, if you haven't played any of the two, I would highly recommend. Go with, especially if you are a casual gamer, go with Chrono Trigger. It is such a good game. And with Final Fantasy VI, you are in need of, again, from casual gamers' perspective, you are in need of kind of looking at the walkthrough. And if you're playing this, definitely try to find the manual as a PDF file so you have the maps. It's necessary. You need those maps. So really good game. But again, if you ask me one of the two, I would go with Chrono Trigger. If you already played Chrono Trigger, definitely check out Final Fantasy VI. Really good game. And I would really argue, push through, I would say, the first 1.5 hours, because there is a lot of exposition, a lot of random battles. In the midsection of the game, those random battles kind of get a little bit less obnoxious in a way. Honestly, the first 2 hours, I was so annoyed because those random battles were literally every 5 steps on the map. You were walking, 1, 2, 3, battle. 1, 2, 3, battle. It was really annoying. And I kind of get that you need that to kind of progress or level up your characters in the beginning, but it is very obnoxious, especially if you're coming from Chrono Trigger. And Chrono Trigger, I love the mechanics. I am really thinking about playing after Final Fantasy VI, either the second part of Chrono Trigger, which didn't get that many high marks, or Crisis Core, Final Fantasy Crisis Core. Not sure yet which I'm going to play afterwards. But again, it's Final Fantasy VI. Push through the first hours. It's really good afterwards. And yeah, those random battles can get a little bit annoying though. Storyline, really good. All right, what are your thoughts about this Final Fantasy VI? And I would really like to know, I just noticed how hard it is to play and talk at the same time. And I like to challenge myself. I would like to know from you, do you want to maybe see some me playing? I mean, I'm a casual gamer, I'm not that good. So I wonder if this is something that I should practice a little bit, kind of playing a game and talking. Maybe I should stream or something on this channel. Let me know, would that be something that you would be interested in? And if yes, what game would you be interested in? Yeah, because I just noticed how hard it is. Again, I like to challenge myself. Maybe I try that. But let me know what you think about that. All right, that was my final review about Final Fantasy VI. Let me know what your thoughts are about this game in the comment section below. And if you want to see my Chrono Trigger review, watch it up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. That way we see each other tomorrow. Thank you very much.